Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Nadia. We're gonna look at some TikToks today and talk about them. And for this video, I'm gonna take you on my walk with me because where I live is really beautiful and I want to share it with you.
I started a diet because this shit.
If you can't see the screen, this person is looking at her body in a twist and there's a roll there, so she started her diet today because of that.
So I've seen a little bit of discussion around this video, and I've mostly seen people feeling bad for Quinlan because she clearly has some disordered thought patterns. But I honestly don't get it. Like, I don't feel bad for these people anymore.
I think Quinlan is clearly demonstrating they have some body image issues, and apparently she's talked openly about them before on her platform. I say clearly because she looks incredibly fit to me, yet she's sort of hyper-focusing on a really small, normal part of her body to the point that she's taking action. And this fat acceptance creator's response is basically, I don't feel sorry for you, and I don't understand why other people do either. Which is a pretty funny way to tee people up for this next part, where she's gonna ask why more people don't sympathize with her and people like her.
I just find it really upsetting that people tend to empathize with thin people who are clearly deathly afraid of becoming fat or having any feature that fat bodies have, rather than empathizing with fat people who naturally have rolls without contorting their body in a weird way, and thinking about how it might affect their psyche to see someone literally gag on the internet at the thought of resembling them.
It's just a little ironic that she's being so cold and unempathetic while simultaneously asking why more people don't empathize with her. To the side here, it even says, like, can we please prioritize fat people over fat-phobic thin people? And it doesn't have to be either or here. But this is a good example of how your current body size dictates the conversation around a person's ED. If you're a thin person like Quinlan struggling with a disordered relationship to food, you're written off here as simply fat-phobic. But if you're overweight and struggling with any disordered relationship to food, you're basically unconditionally validated here, to the point that we're asked to not only believe that Tess Holliday is suffering from a restrictive ED, but asked to sympathize with the plight of struggling with that restrictive ED and being morbidly obese at the same time. And if you don't just accept that at face value, then you're being fat-phobic and it's weight bias. To the point that I've seen the diagnostic criteria for this ED referred to as gatekeeping.
Nobody is saying eating disorders aren't serious at any rate. That doesn't change the fact that anorexia nervosa specifically requires a low weight in order to be diagnosed, Daddy.
Daddy, the fat patients are saying they have anorexia too. Haven't you read the DSM? Only I get to call myself anorexic. Am I wrong?
It's interesting that this person seems to understand that some people romanticize Anna without realizing that she's doing the exact same thing.
I have a theory. I think that people view anorexia as sort of an achievement. I think a lot of that comes from the ways that we've romanticized it, but I think it also comes from weight stigma, because it demonstrates this achievement. It's like, you suffered, now you get this word. Congrats. But thin people have to gatekeep that word, because what would it mean if the fat people also got to use it?
She appears to have already been diagnosed with the atypical version of this disorder, but that's not what she wants. She's talking about it like it's a club that she's desperate to get into, and not like it's a serious mental illness with the highest rate of mortality. And I really just don't get it. It bothers me to see people so committed to being sick.
Well, I do, so
If you can't see the screen, the caption here is, I don't think it's okay to be fat if it's impacting your health. And they paired it with the Eminem lyrics that you heard that say, well, I do, so F you. And there are other people here who feel the same way as them. And then there's a step further where people are discussing how being fat actually saves your life.
I think my favorite part of being fat is that we're like durable as fuck. Like, I heard this story once about this fat guy who got hit by a car and he like flew and it's across the street, and he like didn't even break a bone. That's amazing.
If that story is true, I'm glad the person survived, obviously, but I don't think it's amazing. Obesity is not a superpower that makes cars bounce off your body. That is basically cartoon physics. And yet the cartoon physics of fatness are being indulged here in the same fat acceptance space where actual physics has almost been deemed pseudoscience. There are over 8,000 likes on this, and if you look through the comment section, it's full of people sharing similar stories of how their own body fat functioned to save their life in a given situation. We have personal accounts here saying that being fat will protect you from tumors, accidents, falling off a balcony, getting stabbed, struck by lightning, and so much more. It honestly feels like satire, but I know it's not. And I'm not even saying that some of these people weren't in a situation where maybe their body fat helped to save them. But what I will say is, even if we pretended that being fat was 100% protective in the event of these accidents, that would not change the reality of what your daily life was like when you weren't being hit by cars or struck by lightning. And it feels safe to assume that that part of your life, the part where you're not involved in life-threatening accidents, is going to be the overwhelming majority of it. So having a functional bumper guard attached to you at all times isn't as practical as they're making it out to be here.
Hey, fellow fat people, what's something that you do that you're pretty sure really pisses off thin people? I'll go first. Sometimes I eat in public.
His caption on this says, "The thins are mad." And there are a bunch of people stitching this guy with answers that are basically as ridiculous as his. So I think I'm actually gonna string a compilation of them together because it's really absurd to me that so many overweight people think that the thin people around them are judging every move they make in anger. That sounds like some serious main character syndrome. And before we finish with the TikToks for today, I have one from Jock Scientist that actually had me laughing, so we're gonna take a look at this healthy Coke trend on TikTok before we check out a weight loss progress.
I haven't been posting as much original content lately. I've been trying to enjoy my hot girl summer. I've had moves happening at work. I've been busy. But this app has lost their damn mind.
The purpose of this is try to stay away from greasy potato chips.
Ma'am, that is a salad. Oh no, we're trying to be cutesy and rebrand it. It's lettuce chips and you can just eat it while you're watching a movie. Stop trying to make lettuce chips happen. It's a salad, and a boring one at that. Oh, and don't get me started on your...
Okay, my Pilates instructor makes this drink almost like every day, I think she told me, and it's a healthy alternative to a Coke.
That's salad dressing! Seriously, if you put this drink with that snack, you have a deconstructed salad. Put me on Chopped right now. I already hear the comments. Oh, you're telling people not to eat healthy, we can't eat healthy now. Now you got me. Food is not the enemy. Diet culture though.
Of course, our exercise physiologist isn't going to offer any encouragement for eating healthier alternatives to an unhealthy snack like chips. That's kind of her thing. But I have to agree with her on the balsamic Coke thing.
Diet culture has my entire timeline trying balsamic vinegar and sparkling water. Y'all, please!
Okay, my Pilates instructor makes this drink almost like every day, I think she told me, and it's a healthy alternative to a Coke. And I am not joking you, it tastes just like a Coke and you're gonna think I'm insane. So do like a splash of balsamic vinegar with ice in a cup, and then take any sparkling beverage, like I'm picking LaCroix and it could be any flavor. This one's the guava, it's like the summer flavor. Okay, and now you're gonna mix it together. See, it honestly already looks like a Coke.
I haven't tried it, but I also would rather just give up soda than try to convince myself that fizzy salad dressing was doing it for me. And I want to end this on a weight loss progress video. I picked this one because she's lost an incredible amount of weight, 410 pounds she says, and now obviously she has loose skin like most other people who lose that much weight do, and she's not letting that hold her back from enjoying what her new body can do and showing it off, and I really admire that. I read comments on a poll I posted recently where a good number of people shared that they don't feel confident showing off their body because of their loose skin. And I don't know what that's like, so I'm hoping to find more creators who talk about it. And I'd also be interested to hear from anyone who wanted to share more about their own experience with their loose skin. I really appreciate everyone sharing under that poll and on this page in general. And I think I'm gonna end this one here. So thank you so much for making it all the way to the end with me if you are still here. I hope you're having a good workout if you're working out right now. And if not, everyone take care until the next one.